If you enjoy my work, please subscribe and like. Also, check out my Patreon for early access, patron bonuses, and stay sparkly. Foul is Fair, Chapter 40, Private Performance. Megan was home on time on Sunday, just before dusk set in. She assured her mother that she'd had a great Halloween with Lonnie and that she'd taken her medicine already. This was true. She'd had a lower dose, some much earlier, though her mother would also see fewer of the orange pills if she looked. Vitamin C was healthy. "Hey, Mom," she said after her mother was leaving the room. "Yes, honey." "I was kind of thinking about taking some music lessons." "You are, Ms. Dahl? You still have an A, right?" "Yes, I do. But music appreciation and theory isn't the same as, say, voice lessons." Her mother paused, looking at Megan for several long seconds before answering. "What brought this on? You already have your artwork." "Well, I did a little bit of singing. Just silly stuff over the holiday. I got a lot of compliments on my voice." She saw no signs of her mother's expression changing and quickly shifted tactics. "And it brought to mind that some of my teachers and the school counselor said I could use some things to kind of broaden my college applications. Never too early to start thinking about those now that my grades are getting better. I figured maybe if I had a knack for it, I could take a few lessons and see about joining a school choir." Her mother's expression softened. "So this would be just school things?" "And just trying a few private lessons, yes," she assured her mother, guessing at the reasons for worry. "Well, all right. We can look into it. I'll ask some friends who have done some vocal training, but this would be conditional. You need to keep up with your schoolwork." "I have my reading for English class mostly done. I'll be ready for the test on Friday," Megan assured her mother. "I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Lonnie has really been helping with math class, too. She's really, really good at it." "I'm glad to hear it, honey." "Thanks. And, Mom?" "Yes?" "Can we put up Christmas lights this year?" "Megan, it's November 1st, but maybe once it's actually December." "Oh, yeah, definitely not until December. Everything for the right reason. Just thought I'd ask. Thanks." "Good. You're welcome. I should let you get back to studying then. Dinner will be ready in a little more than an hour." "I'll be ready for a break by then. Thank you. And Mom?" "Yes?" "I love you. I love you too, Megan." She left, closing the door behind her. Megan pulled the Late for the Party CD out of her bag, looking over the playlist a few moments before tucking it back in her bag, to make sure she didn't absently start playing it at home like she was certain she would if it was kept in reach. After that, she found another CD from her collection and put some music on, quietly enough that it wouldn't bring her mother back into her room. She cracked open the book, trying to moderate her impulses by rewarding herself for every 10 minutes of reading with a bit of doodling in the margins, decorating the pages of Romeo and Juliet with dancing butterflies and moths, and, eventually, a queen butterfly with tattered wings, watching the dance from her crow-shaped royal throne. 40 minutes later, with the page fully illuminated and multiple Verona residents dead, Megan needed some air. She stood, turned off the stereo, opened the window, and looked out into the twilight sky. Smelling the crisp autumn air, she imagined she could feel the pull of fairy. She closed her eyes, imagining different stars, imagining the low fog rolling in. She began to hum, keeping her voice low and soft. Without opening her eyes, she trusted her memory of her room, moving through the steps of a complex dance again. The breeze picked up, and she would have sworn its whispers were singing along to the tune. When she opened her eyes, a dozen leaves had blown in through the window, lying flat on her bedroom floor. She began to hum again, and the winds picked back up, carrying the leaves around in gentle eddies, circling and spinning as she recalled the notes. She stepped around in their midst, humming a little louder, and the leaves whirled and danced around her feet, never quite touching her. A thought hit her, and she stopped humming. The wind died down, and the leaves settled back onto the floor. She started with a quiet voice, teasing about silly, fluffy pop songs and starting to bounce and shift. Sure enough, the leaves picked up again, this time on their own, darting and weaving around. She paused, and again the leaves dropped. She crouched and started tying stems together, binding each set of 2 leaves into little wings. The song picked up again, Megan unable to resist bouncing along as she sang yet another song about jumping to herself. And from even the cautious, hushed tones, the leaves picked up, and her autumn butterflies danced for their princess. Thank you for listening to Fowl is Fair by Jeffrey Cook and Catherine Perkins, read by Fairy Princess Lolly. You can buy a Kindle or physical copy on Amazon. Please join me for Book 2 of the Fair Folk Chronicles, Street Fair.